And we're back with one more episode of
The Horror Guys.
Yay!
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Brian.
And we saw 5 movies. We're going to talk about them.
5 more movies.
Give you a little taste.
Why am I always surprised we did 5?
5 is a magic number.
We always do 5.
Generally, yeah. Yeah.
And who pays for all these 5? Well, HorrorMonthly.com. Go over to check out HorrorMonthly.com. Pick up our print magazine with all our reviews in it from last month. About this time next week, issue 56 will be out, and you can pick out all the reviews from this month.
Another month has passed already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, of course, if you don't want to buy the books, you can go over to HorrorWeekly.com. Check out our free weekly newsletter where you get all the reviews for free.
And that's the complete reviews. Here we just give you a little taste.
Yeah. No spoilers here. No major spoilers here.
Minimal spoilers.
Yeah. We got some good stuff this week.
I'm 80% pleased with the movies this week.
That's the same number I come up with.
Yep.
All right, well, what do we have?
Well, we are starting out with some new stuff. We got The Bride with an exclamation mark.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And independent work called Soul's Chapel. And also the brand new Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. And We Hide from Dolly.
A lot of hiding this week.
Yeah. That was 2025 as a Dolly.
Yeah.
But still very new. And last we look at a gem from 2015 called Muck.
A gem.
You see how I threw that in there?
Yes.
Yeah. What shall we talk about?
Your expectations may be subverted.
What shall we talk about first?
How about we start with The Bride?
Okay.
2026, written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. I think.
Stars Jessie, Buckley, Christian Bale, Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, and a bunch of other people.
Including Jake Gyllenhaal.
126 minutes. That's more than 2 hours. It's a monster of a movie.
It didn't seem that long. The first 10 minutes seemed long.
The first 10 minutes, I was ready to turn it off.
Me too. The first, oh boy, what a rough start.
Yeah.
We both had our doubts at the beginning, but if you're like that and start this, stick with it, because boy, it gets better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that still did not like it. I liked it.
But yeah,
I did not like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it got better quickly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, spoiler-free, what happens?
Well, it's in the 1930s, and the creature asks Dr. Euphronious to make him a bride, which does work, but the problem is that she's a murdered woman. They don't do parts of bodies like they did for Frankenstein's creature. They do a whole woman, and she's a murder victim, and stuff from her past life starts crossing over. Plus, she's a radical and a feminist, really getting things fired up with women, and 1930s, women were a lot more suppressed than they are now, and, a lot fewer rights and so forth. It's kind of a Bonnie and Clyde meets horror.
Very much.
Very much. Weird romance, yeah. There's a lot of humor and strangeness. It's very entertaining. Like we said, the beginning was a little patchy for us, yeah. But we both liked it much more than disliked it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I liked it more the more I thought about it afterwards. So it's one of those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Mary Shelley comes on screen and tells us that she didn't write what she really wanted to. That was too much for the time. But now she's in purgatory or something and wants to get the story out of her head. And I think this is the weakest part of the movie.
Yep, I thought so too.
Several times she butts into the story and tells the characters what to do, and it was totally unnecessary. It was just being weird for the sake of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was weird. Yeah.
Oh, it was dumb. The story begins with Ida, who is bored at a party. She seems to be possessed by Mary Shelley, who is using her to tell the story. She makes a major scene at the restaurant and gets thrown out. She then falls down the stairs and dies. Credits roll.
And it wasn't an accident.
In Chicago, Frank, a.k.a. Frankenstein's creature, don't call him a monster, comes to see Dr. Euphronious, who knows who he is. And Dr. Euphronious is, basically the same as Dr. Pretorius from the original movie, kind of a gender-swapped character.
Yeah.
So she examines him and is thrilled. He doesn't want any kind of treatment at the Institute. He says he's here for an intercourse, which gets a couple of funny looks.
Yeah.
Yes, he wants her to reinvigorate him a bride. He's become very impatient over the many years since he was created. And it's a vague number of years. We don't know how old he is.
Yeah, they do keep that vague.
I thought you were a mad scientist, he says, which wins her over. Soon they're out digging up graves. Frank thinks the body they picked is too beautiful, but they're not able to dig up any more, so they go ahead with it. They throw the switch, sparks fly, and all the meters go off the scale.
And she's alive!
Just like that!
and that was, it seemed so easy.
It's like there must have been an IKEA guide or something, because they did it awfully easily.
And why hasn't she tried this before?
Yeah, why aren't a lot of people trying it?
That easy and that successful at it.
You know? Well, the bride sits up, thinks she's had too much absinthe last night, and she's weird. She's real weird.
Yeah, she doesn't realize that she had died.
They explain that she's here to marry Frank, but surprisingly, she doesn't remember him at all.
No.
It's like, I just met you.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, Mary Shelley butts in again and talks to the bride in her mind. Not long after, the bride and Frank break out of the lab, go to a movie in the red light district.
Frank is a big fan of the movies.
Oh, he likes these big black and white tap dancing musicals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Starring Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
Yes. Yeah. She knows all the dance moves already, but Frank's not a dancer. But he does imagine them. He imagines himself in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
She dances most of the night, but eventually her dance partners get carried away, and Frank has to step in violently.
Very violently, yeah.
Soon they find themselves on the run. And bad things happen.
Yeah.
Well, as we already said, after the first 10 minutes, I was almost expecting this to be the first of 2,000 movies that we just didn't bother to finish. Like, this is horrible. But it did pick up fairly quickly, though, after the bride actually comes to life, and we did finish it.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it's a remake of 1935's Bride of Frankenstein, and Mary Shelley does make an appearance in that film as a narrator, too. But that's totally unnecessary and distracting here. Especially since she's so damn weird. Mary Shelley was not a freak. I don't think so.
She's a freak here.
Oh, yeah. There's one joke we saw coming early on. Mm-hmm. We just mentioned that Frank likes the tap dancing movies.
And if you've seen Young Frankenstein...
I said as soon as we saw that song, they said they should have done Putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz.
Ritz.
Well, guess what they do?
Guess what they do, yes. Yeah. It's a little later in the movie, but yeah, we saw it coming an hour before it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Overall, though, the soundtrack here is very good.
Yeah, it is.
It looks great, it's very stylish, and it does not get boring. It does seem to go weird for the sake of weird several times, which you may or may not appreciate. There are some good laugh-out-loud parts, but it's not really a comedy. Christian Bale as Frank is outstanding here. I did not care for Jessie Buckley's The Bride at all.
Oh, I did.
I don't care for that. It's that accent, I think.
I warmed up to her. I was, at first.
Well, she looks fine. It's just that accent.
Yeah, no, I warmed up to it.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Her
performance.
I warmed up to her a bit by the end, but I think they could have done better. Overall, I'd say it was very good, but it did have some issues.
Not perfect, but I liked it a lot. Yeah. Would recommend.
Which would you pick, this one or the other Frankenstein movie from last year? If you had to watch one again.
If I had to watch one again, I'd go with this one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for the musical numbers.
Uh-huh. Even though this creature isn't as pretty as the other guy was.
I think Christian Bale would tell you that as well.
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing where I didn't realize that he was the creature in this. I hadn't really heard about this or anything, and he was making some joke about how attractive he was as, not Christian Bale, who's the other actor? I'm blanking out.
Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi, how attractive he was as the creature. And I was thinking, why does Christian Bale care about that? And that's why.
Well, this monster here, he's all scarred up, and he's not a pretty guy, but he's very likable. He's a nice Frankenstein.
Yeah, he is.
Unless he's killing people, but I mean,
but
he's likable.
There's usually a good reason. Usually.
Yeah. All right, well, you may have a good reason to watch 2026's Soul's Chapel, which just came out. Written and directed by Jake C. Young, stars Brian Bremer, Jake C. Young, and Adriana Kurtzinger. Hour and 23 minutes, and there is a trailer in the show notes if you have not seen this one before.
Mm-hmm.
Based on a true place. Based on a true place
that is said to be very haunted. Yeah.
Spoiler free. A young drifter seeking... This is, we have Clint Eastwood at home. A young drifter seeking treasure.
He's even got the serape look going.
Yes, it's clear what they were going for here.
Yeah.
A young drifter seeking treasure encounters demonic forces and a church that isn't too holy. It's set in a post-war apocalyptic time, both retro and modern at the same time, with a sort of a steampunk vibe. How do you know it's steampunk?
Because they got goggles.
They got goggles on their hats.
And they got steamy,
They do have the guns are good,
weird-looking guns. Yeah, they're not standard guns.
We both thought it was very, very well put together. It's kind of on the slow side. Brian definitely could have used a little more action. But it's a moderate thumbs up from both of us.
Yeah, I do give it a thumbs up. That's really my only complaint. It's low on action. I wasn't bored, but I kept thinking...
It's a well-written story with an interesting plot.
Yeah.
That could have been maybe 20 minutes shorter.
Kept thinking more needs to happen.
Yeah. Well, what does happen?
Well, we are told about the origin of evil. And then we cut to a man chopping up a body and doing some kind of ritual with it. He then hides a box in the woods and hangs himself. And credits roll. And the drifter.
Who never has a name.
Oh, he does.
He does, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, the ghost knows his name. Nobody else do.
Yeah. He tells us that time passes differently now that the world has moved on as he walks through a ghost town. And he runs into a priest, sort of a priest. I mean, it was kind of a demonic figure.
He's a cross.
Yeah.
So, I guess he thinks he's a priest.
Yeah. Dressed in red with a odd-looking sort of gas mask. Anyway, he explains him about the talisman he just picked up. And apparently, people did some really bad things back in the day. The weird priest gives the drifter a mission. There's gold involved. Well, the drifter goes on to a weird church where he's offered coffee. They seem very friendly.
Very coffee pushing.
Yeah. The priest, Red, is insistent about the coffee.
It's not Twin Peaks. Move on.
Yeah. Red introduces Sister Agatha, and they say there's a soul storm coming. And Jim mentions he hasn't seen anyone on the road to town.
They're all dead or something.
Yeah, not many people around. The drifter shows Red a drawing of the thing that he's looking for, the talisman. Jim said he just wants to get the treasure. Soon, there's a fight with their steampunk guns, and the drifter is knocked out. Red gives the drifter 24 hours to confess his crimes against humanity.
And things go badly.
Yeah.
And there's a witch, and there's some dead people, and there's lots of infighting and betrayal and treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we said, it's got the moody, atmospheric, post-apocalyptic, sort of steampunk landscape done well. I thought it was very clear where he was and what was going on and what the situation was. The sound, costumes, and lighting I thought were very well done. Better than most indie films with had probably this budget. But the pacing, on the other hand, is kind of slow and could have used more action.
Smells like pig's liver and sacrifice. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that would smell like.
There's only one way to find out.
That line is very specific. Yeah.
Pig's liver and sacrifice.
Yeah. But anyway, Jake C. Young doing triple duty. I thought, it was a fine job that he put it together.
Wrote it, directed it, and starred in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleased.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, our unnecessary sequel of the week. Also from 2026, directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. Written by Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murphy. Stars Samara Weaving, Catherine Newton, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean Hattosi, David Cronenberg, and Elijah Wood.
All them names.
That is quite a cast list.
And I'm going to go and say that this is my favorite of the week.
Over the Bride?
Yes.
Oh, my.
And I'm going to, after thinking about it some, I'm going to say I liked this better than the first Ready or Not. So that's where I stand on this.
Well, okay then.
Yeah. Spoiler free. But wait, the game isn't over. It picks up immediately where the first Ready or Not movie ended.
Like immediately.
Yeah, the aftermath. Grace and her sister, who is a new character, find themselves forced into the next level of the game. The rules are clearly explained, new players enter the contest, and there's a new site for the hunting fun, a big ol' estate. It probably wasn't a necessary sequel, but it was really fun, and like I said, I enjoyed it more than the first film.
I think I liked the first one better just because it was a very unique idea.
It was a surprise.
This is not a unique idea here. It's more of the same, but it was much higher budget, obviously.
I thought they dialed it up to 11.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, immediately after the events of the first film, Grace sits down as the house burns and explodes behind her. We saw all this.
Mm-hmm.
The EMTs then load her into an ambulance as the credits roll. As they shock her chest, bringing her back to life, we get flashbacks to the previous movie. Not much, but a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there was a previous movie.
There was.
Grace wakes up in the hospital, cuffed to the bed. She's suspected in several murders. Well, she did kill those people.
And there's all that blood on her clothes that's not hers.
Faith comes in. She's Grace's estranged sister. Faith says Grace is a negative person. Well, wouldn't you be after all this? Grace eventually explains her game of hide-and-seek that involved devil's sacrifices. Meanwhile, old man Chester Danforth creates the news. He's the Rupert Murdoch of this world, I guess.
Well, but even more so. I mean, he's watching the news, and he picks up the phone, and he says, "Go ahead and approve the ceasefire." And you see it on the news like
Instantly,
seconds later.
yes.
Ceasefire announced.
Well, his lawyer shows up about the now-dead family. Danforth decides to inform all his children, since the game is not over. We see various characters getting their notifications. "This is our chance," Chester tells Ursula and Titus that the ball is still in play. They need to win to keep their power and success.
Yeah,
And the game then starts with them murdering their own father, Chester.
it put the game into play because the power holders were wiped out in the first movie. So somebody's got to take the helm again officially.
They're the next branch of the family.
Yeah.
On the way out of the hospital, the detective in charge, he's taken Grace to jail. On the way out of the hospital, the detective in charge is killed by Bill Wilkinson, one of the early arrivals. As Bill closes in to kill Grace, he explodes like a water balloon of blood. The lawyer then comes in, and he knows all about the devil and his rules. You can't start the game early.
Mm-hmm. And he was suitably punished. Yeah.
So then we meet all the new characters and learn the specific rules, and the game begins.
Yeah, one of the families has to take over as the head of everything.
There's 5 basic players that are, I guess, brothers, sisters, and siblings of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But if any of them die, the next generation has to take over. So there's a bunch of kids in the waiting room waiting to take over if the adults get killed.
So they have to kill Grace before dawn. They can't kill each other, not even accidentally.
Yeah.
They can interfere with each other, though.
It's complicated.
Yeah,
you don't have to watch it and find out.
It's a complicated game, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a sequel to 2019's Ready or Not. So it's 7 years later. I didn't realize it was that old.
It didn't seem that long. Yeah.
I looked at our old review. There's a link in the review here to the old original.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when we weren't doing the full synopsis. We just gave sort of a long summary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty old for us. But this one is full of familiar stars and faces, much more so than the original. Did not, however, have that fun theme song this time around. It's one of those sequels that didn't need to be made, but it was very good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went into it thinking this is unnecessary and I'm not going to like it, and I quickly changed my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it's my favorite. I'm not even going to declare a favorite this week. This is a tough one. I liked all 3 of these main movies.
Okay.
Well, hello, Dolly.
Hello. This is not that kind of Dolly, though.
Dolly Parton?
No.
Dolly Madison, snack cakes.
Oh, no, far from that.
The thing you wheel around heavy stuff on the dolly.
No.
It must be a doll dolly.
Dolly, and lots of them.
2025's Dolly, directed by Ron Blackhurst, written by him and also Brandon Weevil, stars Fabienne Therese, Sean William Scott, Ethan Suplee, and Max the Impaler.
Wow.
I want that to be my stage name.
Yeah.
83 minutes, trailer in the show notes. Spoiler free.
Well, when a couple goes hiking, the young woman of the duo is abducted by a crazy masked killer who wants her to be her living baby doll. It was filmed in 6mm and it was interesting because it's got that grainy 70s look.
16.
Did I say 16?
I said 6.
Oh, 16mm.
I don't know if that's even a thing.
Oh, yeah. So it's got kind of a vibe of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, definitely.
Yes.
But it's in the modern day. There's smartphones and modern technology and so forth.
For all the good that does them.
Yeah. The gore is visceral, with realistic shots that will make you cringe. It's got some real owies in it.
Yeah, it's a slasher with some excellent gore.
We thought it was really good.
Very good for what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slasher movie, and those are kind of tired, but they do put a unique spin on this one.
They do, and they kind of divide it into chapters. I thought that made it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 is called Mother. A couple of parents drop off their daughter to the babysitter's house so they can have a day alone where Chase can propose to Macy. Macy's not sure about the whole thing since Chase has a daughter, Evie. Evie's a weird-looking kid. I figured she'd have a bigger part, but no.
Nope, just teeny.
As soon as they get to the woods for their hike, we cut to a crazy old woman now dismembering the corpse. The old woman then holds a funeral for the dead person, with many, many, many dolls as witnesses. Macy notices that there are more dolls nailed to the trees in the woods. They think that's pretty weird.
It is, yeah.
As they reach the overlook where he's going to propose, they hear a weird music box playing, and Chase goes to check it out. He soon comes across the old woman, who wears a red dress suit and a doll face mask. Oh, maybe it's not an old woman, since Dolly picks up Chase and strangles him, cuts his leg off, and then does some even worse things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is very big and strong.
Chapter 2. These are very short chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Macy gets tired of waiting and goes looking for Chase. She finds Dolly and a headless corpse, the one she was burying, before she finds Chase, who's not quite headless. She runs, falls, and is knocked out. When she wakes up, Dolly is there, and Macy stabs Dolly with a tiny pocket knife. Dolly knocks her out again and takes her home to his place.
Her place.
Is it? We don't really know, do we?
Well,
I'll say her. You're probably right. It's probably a her.
Yeah, it was Dolly's place. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a her. I remember that one scene.
Yeah. Well, the character is so big and strong. There was some confusion at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, she's so big and strong and wears a full coverage dress.
At first, I thought it was a Santa Claus suit.
Yeah, from the back it did, yeah. And a full face mask.
Full head mask.
Yeah, head mask.
All the way around.
Yeah, like a big doll.
Where do you get a China doll mask that fit over your head?
At first, we wondered if it was, a guy. And then I wondered, okay, is it a guy in drag? Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface was kind of trans. But no, it's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well done.
Yeah, it is.
There's a couple of really cringy gore shots that were very painful to watch. I mean, ew.
Yeah, always.
After the opening scenes with the young couple, there's not a lot of dialogue because Dolly never speaks, which makes it even more creepy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty intense, never slows down, and has a lot of good bits to it. I definitely like this one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, very cool. I said ouchie more than once.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one, 2015's Muck. We both said ouchie during the film, after the film, and then we kicked each other and gave us some new ouchies.
This was something.
This was something. Written and directed by Steve Walsh. Stars Kane Hodder.
Stars, huh?
Stars. Yeah, he's got like 2 minutes of screen time and doesn't speak. Along with Lachlan Buchanan, Bryce Draper, Lauren Francesca, and Stephanie Danielson. Hour and 38 minutes. And believe me, it is 1 hour and 30 minutes too damn long. Oh, this is easily the worst thing of the month.
Yep.
So far, worst thing of the year.
Yes.
Maybe in the top 10 or 20 of the worst things ever we've watched.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd have to really...
We don't really have a worst list.
Yeah, we don't have a worst list. But...
Is it Skinamarink? No.
At least,
no.
At least stuff happens. Yeah.
It's bad, though. Spoiler-free. The IMDb summary says, after narrowly escaping an ancient burial ground, a group of friends find themselves trapped between two evils, forcing them to fight, die, or go back the way they came. Why did you use the IMDb description, do you suppose?
Because
the plot makes no sense whatsoever.
Literally, the movie starts in the middle of a story. And there's a reason for that, because this was originally planned to be a trilogy. The trilogy was never made, only the second part of the trilogy is here for our viewing pleasure.
Why, you ask? Why, we ask?
So a whole movie happened before this movie starts, and we don't know what happened. I mean,
there was no
something
part
awful.
one.
The one guy's been seriously wounded.
Another person's dead.
And yeah, they talk about a person being dead. And
somehow they all wound up in the middle of this swamp. We don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, a woman runs through the swamp screaming for help. Her 3 friends soon catch up, but Billy has been injured. They're all freaked out as some of their friends are already dead. There's an inordinate amount of screaming and arguing before they head toward that house over there that they see. And credits roll as another girl is left out in the swamp alone. Well, the group breaks into the house and quickly settles in to warm up. Billy explains that they must be in a horror movie and how they're all gonna die. Well, he's got some sense at least.
Yeah.
He predicts that Kylie is going to be the final girl since she's wearing the most clothes. Noah decides to go for help since the house doesn't have a phone. Well, the group settles in, Desiree goes upstairs for a shower, and Kylie goes into the basement looking for a first aid kit. It's all very standard horror movie stuff. Noah then makes it to the town and stops in at the bar. He's going in for help to call the police or call a tow truck or something to get them out of there.
Except, considering, there's people dead. Your friend is bleeding out. You don't, and he doesn't run go straight to the bar and say, I need to call 911. This is what happened. We need police and an ambulance.
No, he goes to the restroom and washes himself up, turns his shirt inside out, then gets distracted by the women in the ladies' room. He orders a couple of drinks for himself and the ladies, seemingly forgetting to call the police or any help for his friends.
Eventually, he does borrow one of the other bar patrons' phone and calls his cousin for help.
Who was in another town over.
And doesn't even say, it's an emergency, get over here now, we need help. He's like, oh, can you come get us? And the cousin, and then the cousin farts around.
This is not a broken down car. Some of their friends are already dead, murdered by some serial killers or something.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Well, back at the house, Desiree takes her long, slow shower, and then comes out just to get chopped up by a man with an axe. Was that Kane Hodder? He was one of them bald guys.
No, I don't believe that was.
Okay.
No.
Noah then finally calls his friend Troit, telling him he's in the town of West Craven. And I swear he said West Craven 100 times in this just so we'd be sure to get the joke.
West Craven, yeah.
Troit and his hate girlfriend Chandy go to rescue the group. We then take a time out to watch one of the bar women change clothes in the restroom. Who is this character? I don't know. Did we ever see her after she changed clothes in the restroom? Nope. They talk about West Craven a dozen times, so we're sure to catch the reference. Hey, they're all hiding out in West Craven. What? Oh, that's funny. Okay. Random stuff seems to happen. Noah runs down the street. From the bar, I guess. Kylie gets tortured by bald cultists. Who?
One of them is Kane Hodder, yeah.
Troit and his girlfriend stagger around the parking lot and talk about buying a boat. He's a cab driver. He has no money. He's going to buy a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then there's an ad for Red Bull because it gives you wings. That was so obvious. Something then has grabbed Billy. Oh, look. Something has grabbed Billy and Mia that we didn't even see. Noah then plays hide and seek in a graveyard.
And that's the point that Brian gave up on the synopsis.
There's no point given anymore. Says none of this makes any sense at all. Kevin paid good money for the Blu-ray, so we had to finish it. But, it is ever bad.
At least it was a really good deal on the Blu-ray.
What'd you pay?
$1 plus shipping.
You were robbed.
It was on. The preview. I don't know. I got the sense somehow that I needed to see this, and it wasn't available anywhere on streaming at the time.
I've heard that it's available on Tubi, but I didn't look because you said it wasn't available.
At the time, it wasn't. Yeah. So I saw it on eBay for $1 with plus shipping, and I thought, why not just buy it?
The only ones who won out on this movie is the Postal Service. We never find out what happened to the group before the movie started, but people have already died by that point, and the characters already know they're in a horror movie. Who were these bald men? Cultists or something, I assume. What was any of this for?
They don't tell us.
Well, that was truly awful. None of these actors can act, which isn't helped by the awful dialogue and pacing. Boy, that Troit character, he's something. Where'd they get that guy? It's got lots of barely dressed girls running around through most of the film. So there's that, if you're into that sort of thing. That's probably the only reason anyone would watch this. I think it was the reason the director made it. He liked turning the hose on bloody women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, there's one point where one of the women, she's all covered in blood, and she comes out of the house, and a sprinkler spontaneously comes on. It looks like somebody's holding
sprinkler.
It looks like somebody's holding a hose off camera. And she, rinses herself off.
Just stands there for like 5 minutes.
Wearing, barely anything, getting wet and shiny.
Now, I'm not one to normally complain about editing, but it is really horribly noticeable in this one. Every once in a while, there'd be like a half-second bit of blackness where the shots didn't quite align in the editing room. These are not pauses between scenes. This is just gaps where... guess they just needed to add a couple seconds in there once in a while.
Yeah, strange. Yeah.
As I said, one of the worst movies ever that we have covered. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't at all pleased. I was intensely disappointed.
Well, it can be fun if we can tear them apart afterwards sometimes.
I mean,
it was not worth it.
When bad movies happen to good-looking people. Yeah, that's what this was.
You mean us, right?
Well, us, yeah. No, I mean the cast. It's an attractive cast. But
better be. They're topless through most of the movie.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's done.
We saw that, yeah.
And that is it for this week. So there's 4 good ones. Kevin likes Ready or Not 2 best.
Yeah, I do.
I like The Bride a lot, but
so do I.
The Ready or Not was good. Dolly was kind of good too.
It was, yeah. And Soul's Chapel was, like I said,
yeah.
I'm 80% pleased this week.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with Ready or Not 2 also, but it's a very tight squeeze.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Right. We'll tune in next week where we will have 5 more movies, and some of them will probably be good.
Yeah.
Some of them may not be. I don't know. I haven't picked them out yet.
We'll have to see.
Well, that's it for this week. I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin.
See you next time.
See ya.